Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to the final part. I'm gonna try to do everything in this last one. We really just have the sleeve left for me to show you guys. The front two pieces, the little corners. It's gonna be a long video, so feel free to just scroll on over to the part that you need. And yeah, so let's get going because this is going to be a long one. So this right here, I'm just showing you guys the final results of the back part. This is actually very large, so it's gonna be very oversized on me, so that's up to you guys if you want to leave it this size or whatever. And so this is the result. This is gonna be the part that's going to go like on our backs, and if I flip it over, that's the part that's going to be shown on the outside. And see, this is like where we could see the pattern like sitting up right, and it matches this little image right here. Can you see? Like, this is our green. Ooh, I think I might have messed up somewhere. Okay, I didn't mess up, I just had it upside down. So this is the pattern. As you can see, we have a little squiggly line, we have our little jacquard ones, we have this little jersey slip, and this is how it should look like. So this is going to be the side that is shown to the peoples, you know. Okay, so enough of this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to stitch these two front pieces, because everything is like set up differently. Like, this is the part that's going to be shown to the world, but we stitch it differently, so we're gonna stitch it the same way. Like, we're basically gonna have to flip it over. So yeah, let me go ahead and get my squares together, and I'll be right back and start stitching. Okay, I had to refilm this part because I was making myself confused. So like I was saying, I don't know if I said it, but these pretty much just has to go over there, so when we face it, like this is how it's going to look. But once we like assemble it and we like flip it over to the front side, it's gonna be the right way. Like, we have to turn all of these because these are the right side, so we stitch the wrong side together, same as this red one. This is our right side, so we flip it over to the wrong side, and I'm using this needle, and I'm just using black or whatever color you want to use to stitch them all. You could start in the middle and whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to stitch them together. Like I said, this is a needle. This is like specifically for knitting. It doesn't have a point, and you can just use your leftover yarn to stitch everything together. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Okay, I changed the quality. That's the quality settings. Hopefully it's better. Okay, so we're gonna grab our second square that we're going to attach, and we're just gonna put it right here at the end as well, and just slide that through. And then we're gonna have them kind of together like so, and then we're gonna go in this second little loop right here. I don't know if it's catching on, but this little thing right here, then we're gonna go in the second one here too, and we're just going to do the same little movement all throughout. So we just pull, make sure it doesn't get tangled here, just pull through. And just pull it a little bit tight so it could be tight and nothing comes out. And so we go to this other one right here, then we match it up to the other side and just pull. And we're just gonna keep doing that all throughout. And we just pull to make sure it's tight. We go on the other one, go straight across because it's black, it's kind of hard to tell. Just grab it, grab your little chain, and just pull out. So yeah, that's all you have to do. It's pretty easy. Feel free to watch my other video if you feel like I'm going too fast. This is just me showing you guys like the correct way to do it, because if you stitch it exactly how it shows in the pattern, by the time you put everything together it might be a little hard. So yeah, that's all you have to keep doing from beginning to end. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit more of me doing this, and I'm just going to forward it. I'm not going to speak, just so you guys can kind of get the motion of it. So yeah. So we're basically just doing the same stitch over and over again for all of the squares, and it'll be the same one like I mentioned from my last video where I was showing you guys how to do the back part of the cardigan. So here I'm just showing you guys that it's the same stitch throughout the whole squares, and it'll be the same sequence throughout the rest of the stitching of the squares. Okay, so this is how it should look after you guys finish doing the little stitching. This is how it should look on the wrong side, and this is how it looks on the right side. You can barely tell, you can see the little black coming out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same for the black one to unite the red one. I'm gonna use red to attach it, which like I mentioned, it doesn't really matter what color you guys use to attach the pieces, but I'm gonna go ahead and use red, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of that, and everything after that just basically repeats. It repeats for all of these. And so I'm gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I attach the panels together. So yeah. Okay, so once we like slide through here and we like knotted up these two, we go into our little loop right here. It's hard to tell because it's black, but we go into this loop right here and we just take it out, and then we go into our first loop right here, and then we just pull the needle out and just go through, and then make sure it's tight. So just make sure it's actually uniting the two. So you just pull through like this, and then we move on to the second little stitch right here. We move on to the second stitch here. And make sure just always align the two together so it's easy, so you can see like which little loop goes on which. We just pretty much keep going, like go on to the next one right here, we're going to the next one right here, and we'll just pull through and just make it tight. Just go on to the next one right here, and then just pull through. Like I mentioned, if you feel like I'm not doing a good enough job here, you could just check out the last video I did where I'm attaching the back. I go a little bit in depth and I have a little bit of a better angle. But yeah, you just pull these through together right here, and just pull it through. And you just pull it up and pull this a little bit so you can feel it tight. And this is how it looks right here on the wrong side, and when you flip it over you could barely tell that it's there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one off, and then I'm gonna come back so we can combine that one and this one together. I forgot to mention that when you're at like the last one, instead of going all the way through, it's hard to do it with one hand so I could get a good angle. Instead of going all the way through, you're gonna want to like this little loop right here, you want to put the needle in through there and just pull it through. God, I wasn't even recording, but it does a little loop right here, and to be extra secure, just tie these things together, like just do 2 little knots. And this is what it looks like on the wrong side, and this is what it looks like on the right side. It looks pretty good in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and loop that orange one, you know, my socks. And yes, and then we can go ahead and attach these panels together. Okay, so these are all of my panels stitched together. This is what this last one looks like, and that's pretty much how they all look. Just remember, this is always going to go in the inside. So we're gonna go ahead and join these panels together so we could go ahead and have this beautiful pattern right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle, we're going to take our red, we're going to take some red yarn and make sure it's long enough so we don't run out. And so what I recommend is some type of, like, these are like little pins specifically for crocheting and stuff. So I recommend like just getting some safety pins or something and just kind of grabbing the panels together. And like this one, I can just easily loop it through. I can loop it through so it's not so loose, and I know where I'm going to do the stitching. So you can just do like each little corner over here, like where the colors join, or however you feel most comfortable with, like maybe this first one and this last one over here, so you can kind of keep things together. I'm gonna go ahead and grab another one so I can keep these two together facing like this. So this is what I did. This is my first one that I put, and I just went ahead and placed this last one up here. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to start from the top and work my way to the bottom. It's just easier that way. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let's prepare this ink. So we're just gonna get our needle and just slip through here this first little stitching kinda, and then just go through. And then again, we're gonna do a little knot up here. So we just do our knot, a little one two, and then we just pass it through our other square. So right here, you kind of want to align it so you know where you're going, since it's a little bit hard since we don't actually have chains. So you just kind of want to align it and just go right there, just slide it through. Make sure to fix it up, and you're actually grabbing the two pieces together like so. So you just want to keep it going. You kind of want to meet like these little balls. Like they look like balls, so that's why I'm calling it balls. So like the ending stitch right there, and if it does a little thing, like just pull it over, pull these extra ones out, and then pull it through so it's tight, and then we just keep going. And like it doesn't matter if you feel like it looks imperfect, because when we turn it over, you can't really see. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one, and I'll show you guys what I mean. Like you're barely gonna be able to tell like where it meets. So we just keep going, just pulling it in, and just pull through, just wherever you feel like. It's not exactly like chain by chain in this section, so just wherever you feel like you have a place to loop things through. So just pull tight, just pull through, And there, we just keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit and show you guys how it's done. And yeah. Okay, so these are my first two. Yeah, my first two, and this is the wrong side, and this is the right side. It might look not its best stitch, but it's a little bit harder to stitch these two on the side together. But this is what it should look like, and you should just keep going all the way down. So I just moved down my little clip to this one. You just want to keep going. Make sure you're aligning it, like right here at the very corners. You end here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and that's pretty much all you do. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the pattern for this one. I'm not gonna show you guys how to stitch it because it's literally the same way. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna show you guys the sleeve. So I'm gonna finish this one. I'll show you guys the pattern for the right side, and yeah, we're getting closer to the finish line, and I'm so excited. Like when it's all finished, as you can see, it matches the pattern right here. Like that's our green and that's our green. Once we flip it over, this is what it looks like the pattern, like orange, red, green, orange, red, green. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the pattern for the right front layout. The layout for the right front, and this is the right way, and just like the other one, we're gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that so you guys can see. Also, we flip our reds over, make sure the little V's are going down. We flip our jacquard over. Pattern, the orange right here is gonna go right there. That one goes on our shoulder, our right shoulder. So yeah, you would just basically, you can start at the bottom and work your way up, or however you're most comfortable with, and it'll be the same way that we did our last one. So nothing changed, just this changes. So if you want to go ahead and like screenshot this, make sure these are facing the wrong side, as in you, so that you can get this pattern facing the front when we stick everything together. Go ahead and do that, and then I will show you guys the sleeve. So this right here, this is just the pattern for the sleeve, and I'm just showing you guys how I have the red and the jacquard pattern turned over because it's supposed to be stitched in the wrong side like I mentioned. So yeah, that's the sleeve for us. I went ahead and stitched everything, and I've been doing the same little single stitch that I've been doing throughout, so I'm showing you the panels and how it looks. And that's supposed to be the wrong side, so that's why I'm showing you guys how it's flipped, and that's how it should look like. So I flipped this one inside out, and you can see the stitch. So we're going to be attaching this way instead of the other way, obviously. So once we have it like this, we can just flip it out. We can flip it out, and it'll be the right way. So we're just going to be attaching the two ends, so like so, and then we're just going to be doing the stitching that we've been doing all along. So the same little here single stitch that we've been doing all throughout the whole process, and we're gonna go down the line uniting these two, and once we're done, we're going to flip them over. Remember when you're finishing up the last one to make a little knot. Okay, so make sure there's a knot. So I finished sewing it all up. Well, I finished stitching it all up, and this is what it looks like. You can't even tell. You can see it peek through a little bit. So here are our two sleeves. Don't they look amazing? Look at them go. So now we are about to work on attaching everything together. Here I'm showing you guys the layout. I have the sleeves and the front layout all attached, and here my mom is helping me, so she is about to attach the front right layout. So yeah, so I forgot to show how we're doing it, but pretty much we align the front layout, which is the right one, to the side of the bag, and then we just flipped it over as if it was open. Okay, I forgot to record everything how it was done, but this is pretty much the right panel that is going to the front, and right now she's attaching both of the top two. And so in other clips I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how it's done, but it's pretty much the same stitch that we've been doing. Right here I'm just showing you guys how you can just tie the end pieces if you don't have the little clips or any safety pins like I mentioned to keep everything together, and you can just go ahead and sew everything together. This part right here is the top two squares that are going to go on our shoulders. So here I'm just showing you guys how it looks, and we're going to leave that third one loose because that's where we're going to be adding our collar. Okay, so on the front panel and the back panel, the two last squares are being attached together. It's a little bit hard to see here, but in the next clip you can kind of see where we're leaving the top two squares from our front right panel to add the sleeves later on, but this right here is the two bottom ones, and like I'm saying, it's been the same stitch over and over again. Here are the two squares, were technically four